welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little different of a format. I'm making the lemon right now for me to smoke out of, and then we're going to move outside to actually smoke. But let's get to the topic of the video. So I wasn't going to turn on the camera until I was outside and smoking, but I just feel really pulled, really guided to turn on the camera because my mind is going 1,000 miles per hour, and it's like, no, this is information that needs to be on camera, not just talked about between myself. So I turned on the camera while still making the lemon. So this Libra new moon is a beautiful one. It's a beautiful new moon. It really is, because if you've been on your journey since 2020 or before 2020, we're here. We're here now. Who we've been trying to become, that higher self version of ourselves in our head that we've been trying to embody. We finally have embodied her or him. We're finally here. And now, those of you who haven't been on your journey since 2020 or before 2020, that's totally okay. That's totally fine. But those of us who have been on our journey since 2020, it's like we're finally at the point where we can help those who are still on their journey. It's like we've made it to the end of our journey, and so now we're finally able to help others. Now we're finally able to actually do our purpose, step into our purpose, and fulfill our destiny. But it's like before we could do that, we had to shed who we were. We had to do shadow work. We had to do the work. We had to go through experiences. We had to go through life. We had to go through trial and error. We had to bump our head. We had to go through so much pain, and we had to heal from that pain just to be in pain again, bitch. Like, it was a roller coaster of a journey, and you know what? We fucking made it to the other side. You know what? We fucking made it to the other side. We did. And this new moon it's very different than other new moons, because in this new moon, it's on the south node. This is not a new moon of like, it's a new moon of new beginnings, but it's not a new moon of new beginnings because something is coming in, because something is happening. Because, we're starting a new job or something like that. It's more so like a new beginning because we let go of that last job. You know what I'm saying? It's like a new beginning that's focused on what we let go of or what we had brought back into balance. So it's like if you got a new job, it's not you having a new job is not facilitating this feeling of newness. It's the fact that you let go of that past job that's facilitating this feeling of newness. So that's important to touch on, to speak on, because we just had the full moon in Aries, and the full moons in general brings about a completion. And so, and it's in the sign of me, it's the sign of identity. So we've recently completed our super selves, our higher selves, right? We've completed it. We are now this new person. We are now who we've been trying to be ever since we've gotten to our journey, right? Our higher selves, right? And so the full moon kind of marked that completion. And so now with this new moon, especially it being on the south node, these last 2 weeks building up to the new moon was just cleaning house. It was letting go of any blemishes, anything that was putting blemishes on this new person, we're letting go of. Any relationship or commitment that we've been overly compromising our individuality and it does not support this new person, we're letting go of. Anything that does not support the completion of becoming our higher selves that we just had with the Aries full moon. This new moon is like getting rid of anything that does not support it, so we can now fully now we could like go about our life as this person, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it was like before with the full moon, it was like, okay, complete, like you're this person now, but you still have, like, in this relationship you can't show up as this new person, and at this job you can't show up as this new person. Oh, and when it comes to this, you're not your new person. When it comes to this, you over compromise too much, so now you need to bring it back into a balance so you can be this new person in it. You get what I'm saying? So these past 2 weeks leading up to the new moon has just been cleaning house, letting go of certain things that does not support this new person, because now that I'm this new person, now that I'm my higher self, it's like there's certain commitments that I can't be committed to anymore. The moon is going to be making an aspect to Venus. Either it's making an aspect to Venus while the moon is in Virgo. Yeah, it's making an aspect to Venus while the moon is in Virgo. So while it's making an aspect to Venus right now, while the moon is in Virgo, like these last 2 days before it's the new moon, this is us analyzing our values and our romance life and our partnerships, right? Like, do I still need to be valuing this? Do I still value this as this new person that I am? Do I still value this, or is this indulgence holding me back from fully stepping into who I am? You know what I'm saying? Like, through this process of letting go, we are committing more and more fully into this new path. And that's really what is emerging, because it feels like, especially with the eclipse in Taurus that's coming up at the end of the month, that feels like an ultimate conclusion. Like, it's, especially since it's an eclipse, right? So it's like a regular full moon, a regular completion, but like on steroids, like extreme like completion. So it feels like an ultimate completion. Similar with this new moon kind of feels like an ultimate beginning, like the beginning. Like, if you get what I'm saying, like it feels like the beginning of a whole new book. Yes, with this new moon in Libra, it doesn't feel like a new beginning pertaining to like, okay, a new chapter. Like, it feels like a whole new series. Like, literally, like it doesn't feel like another chapter in the same book, or does it feel like a new book in the same series though? No, it feels like a whole new series, a whole new book. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're about to get into. We don't know what the fuck we're about to get into, bruh. But it, you know what, it has this it's about that time feeling. Like, it's about that time. It's about that time. And, it was years in the making, this was years in the making. And so with the eclipse, the full moon eclipse at the end of the month, that just feels like the ultimate ending. It's not like the ending of just one book to the whole series. It's like it feels like you just read the very last page of the very last book in the whole entire series. And now it just feels like the ultimate ending. Like, like a major closing out. And now we're just starting a whole new fucking series, a whole new book, and we have no idea what it entails. We know it's in the right direction, period. We know it's in the right direction. We know it's in the right direction. We know we're going in the right direction. We don't necessarily quite know everything, but we know that it's in the right direction, and that's really all we need to know. So this new moon, it's the final pieces coming together. Like, they're all coming together. It's like these past 3 years that I've been on my journey since 2020. It's just been just me trying to put the pieces together, me trying to make sense of, okay, this is my purpose, this is my destiny, okay, human design, I'm a 3/5 projector, okay, putting it all together, trying to make sense of it. Okay, so does it mean I'm supposed to go like this? See, the thing is with astrology specifically is that there's so many different ways that you can interpret the chart, and they're all going to apply, but there's going to be like one interpretation that applies more. And so it's like you can know your chart up and down, hand in hand, but something that I learned throughout my journey was that you're never going to, it's really divine timing. Like, it's not until the stars align for you that it's going to be your time, that all the pieces are going to fall in place, that it's all going to make sense. Until the stars align for you, it's not going to make sense. You could know your chart in and out, you can know your human design in and out, but the pieces aren't going to be coming together. You're still going to be confused. Like, you're literally going to have the answer but still not know what to do. It's literally like that, just because it's not time yet. It's not time for you to step into that version of you yet, you know. But it's still good to know your chart, whether or not it's time or not, because you knowing your chart is like, you start going through a process of like trial and error, and start, like, you know, trying to, you know, step into your higher self, right? Because it's like your astrology chart puts it together for you in your mind. Like, this is an idea of who you're supposed to be. It may not be that exactly like to a T, but that's like the overall idea of who you're meant to be. And so as you go out in your journey and start doing shadow work, and, you know, you start deducting things from your personality that's not true to who you authentically are, and you start adding things to your personality that's true to who you authentically are, you start, you know, trying to remember who you authentically are, you know, facing adversity because people is like, oh, you're different, you're changed, I don't like this new person, but it's like, I gotta choose me, you know, going through that whole journey. You have an aim, you know, you have an end goal, and knowing your astrology chart and knowing your human design, putting it together, you know what that aim is. You know, you have an idea of who it is that you're trying to become. And so it's still very important to know those things, but it's just, now that I'm finally here, I'm realizing that it doesn't matter how fast I would have learned the lesson. It still would have been today that I am that I've finally become my higher self, who I've been trying to become, that I'm finally living the life that I've been trying to live. It doesn't matter if you did things differently or not. Today still would have been the day, inevitably, that you stepped into who you've been trying to become, because you've been trying to become it. You've been putting in the energy work. So you have so much momentum. So when the stars align a certain way, it's going to cater to where you have the most momentum at. That's where you really fun experience the alignment, where you have the most momentum at, where you've been paying the most attention to. That's where you really fun experience the alignments the most. So when the stars align, you're going to see the results in that area where you got the most momentum. So because you got so much momentum in that direction of becoming who you've been trying to become, it doesn't matter what you could have did differently. If you just did something faster or slower or more today still would have been the day that you became that person. So if you're still on your journey, I want to really just
tell you that and let you know that, patience is a virtue, and that the stars will align one day, and that they will align for you, and it will be your day. It will be your time. Just keep putting in the energy work. Keep adding more and more momentum to that area, to trying to become that thing. And one day the stars will align for you. And with this new moon, for those of us who's been on our journey since 2020, who's been keeping the momentum since 2020 or even before that, it's like it's paying off now. It's like the stars are aligning for us now. And finally, but it's, bro, like heaven? Like, I just, like, oh my God. Heaven? A lot of you guys might be feeling a call. Definitely. Definitely. Yesterday and today, you might be feeling a call. You might be feeling a pull to jump off the deep end, to take a leap of faith, to try something, to do something. It's risky. You gotta just know. You gotta know, this is who I am. And if you know that, it'll be easy for you to take the leap, to take the jump. Because you know what? Even if I fall, even if this fails and blows up in my face, at least I stay true to me. You can't be mad at yourself at that point, because you didn't do nothing but do right by you. You just stayed true by you. You're doing right by you by taking this leap of faith. And if it fails, you did right by you. That's it. That's it. That's it. And you can stand in that. It's a whole new journey now. And it's a long awaited journey. It's a long awaited journey. Go find your people. Go. Take the leap of faith. Jump. And you'll realize that you're flying instead of falling. It just may not look like the way you expect. But soon enough, you'll realize that you've been flying and not falling. Peace.